The Goldman Sachs Group, a business analysis presentation. Who is Goldman Sachs? Goldman Sachs is a multinational investment bank and financial services company who is headquartered in New York. They operate in 4 different sectors and divide up their business as such. Investment banking, where they act as a consultant to firms on mergers, divestitures, and provide financing through various loan options. Securities, where they provide clients with insight, risk management, and execution strategies. Clients are typically large or institutional investors. And asset management, where they manage assets of other institutions, typically those with assets over 25 million. And more recently, as of 2016, they now operate in the retail banking sector with an entity named Marcus for Goldman, the firm's founder. Mission, vision, and values. Although Goldman Sachs does not have a traditional mission statement, they have pointed out that their mission is sustainability with a focus on maintaining or increasing their shareholder value. Their vision is to become more mainstream and to be a one-stop shop financial institution who has something for everyone. Achieving this will allow them to increase their market share. Their values are outlined as a client-first approach and striving for excellence, innovation, integrity, and teamwork, which will facilitate their realization of their mission and vision. Goldman Sachs has a global presence, operating in over 30 different countries, headquartered in New York, New York. Organizational structure. Operating in over 30 countries with over 36,600 employees, Goldman divides its operations into 4 sectors, which gives it a multi-divisional organizational structure. These 4 divisions include investment banking, institutional client services, investing and lending, investing management. Amongst all 4 sectors, all possess a top-down management style with centralized decision-making. Hierarchy as control. Goldman displays their hierarchy as control, also known as bureaucracy, meaning that reporting lines to superiors is very vertical. To move from one title to another, there are typically time tenure-based requirements in conjunction with performance criteria. For example, a college graduate will start off as an analyst, and after 2 to 3 years, they move to associate. After 5 to 6 years, they then move to vice president, of which there are over 12,000. At an undefined point and under scrutiny of their performance, they may have an opportunity to become a managing director. At one point, there was a use of partner as titles, but that ceased after the company went public. Span of control and centralized decision-making. Hierarchy as control solves issues that coordination would create. This form of hierarchy creates a tight span of control and takes on the organizational form of being mechanistic. Pitfalls of a mechanistic style include that it can create a sense of seclusion, an inability to think and create or to have a sense of being able to make an impact, and a dependency on a superior, which creates a commitment and level of loyalty to the superior instead of to the company. Goldman's mechanistic features are task definition, being very firm and highly specialized. Efforts of coordination are top-down in style. The directives are imposed by a superior, as with their line of communication. And centralization of knowledge at the top level, which is dispersed down the chain of command in the hierarchy.
To understand more about the external and internal environment of Goldman Sachs, we conducted the SWOT analysis. Their strengths are they are well-known brand, they have like a very good culture and the high standard of client care. They give more importance to their customers and implement the innovative products such as Marcus and Apple Pay Card. Talking about the weakness, they lack diversity. They have like a lot of legal proceedings. They do a poor job of managing assets and poor work-life balance for their employees. Opportunity lies in use of artificial intelligence to improve their diversity and use of a strong retention strategies such as mentoring program and digital marketing strategy to reach more like a millennial population for their hiring. Threats include regulation and supervision on financial business, um, and also the global financial markets and economic conditions may affect Goldman Sachs. Talking about the competitive advantage, Goldman Sachs enjoys being a global leader in investment banking. Um, they consistently rank top as a trusted advisor for large corporations. Talking about the competitive analysis, the primary competitors of Goldman Sachs are Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan Chase. When we looked at the performance, market capitalization, diversity, and innovative products, JP Morgan Chase is doing better in performance because they have grown their revenue and net income compared to Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. They are a highly diverse organization, and then they also have the innovative products and services. So there are like a lot of opportunities that exist for Goldman Sachs to be equally competitive as JP Morgan Chase. Based on the Porter's 5 force analysis, the degree of the competition is high as JP Morgan Chase is ahead of Goldman Sachs. Customer satisfaction scores is high for these two firms, that is Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Chase, so it doesn't really cost anything for the customers to change their banking preference. The bargaining power of consumers and the bargaining power of suppliers is low for Goldman Sachs as government sets the prices for banking industry. The threat of entry is low due to powerful monitoring restrictions for banks by Federal Reserve and Treasury Department. Looking at the substitute competition, there are like many services that Goldman Sachs offers, so the substitute competition is high for investment and lending service, and it is low for securities due to regulations. So to summarize, from the SWOT analysis, competitive analysis, and Porter's 5 force analysis, Goldman Sachs enjoys a significant competitive position. The degree of the competition remains high from rivalries, so they there are like a lot of opportunities that Goldman Sachs needs to focus on, such as diversity, technology innovations, financial status, such as assets and income. Later in this presentation, we will talk more about the strategies that Goldman Sachs can work on to be equally competitive as JP Morgan Chase.
In analysis of value for Goldman Sachs, we can observe a few different practices. Inbound practices consist predominantly of digital services that are backed by over a century of experience as market leaders. Their outbound practices, digital services also supported by strategic partnerships and digital marketing that is really on par with the competition in the industry. Service delivery, consumers can expect a premium cost in exchange for high quality of service. However, the trust of consumers also is dependent upon the socioeconomic status of the company and the overall industry itself. For human resources, we observe that people are their primary resource, being employees, stockholders, any kind of representation of the company will really hold either a detriment or a boost in the company's reputation. This can also act as a weakness or opportunity for the company. Technology, it really is make or break factor in the overall competitive advantage and their position in the market. However, we see that their focus on technology is a strength and opportunity as the industry demands an increase for its innovation. In marketing, we see a stagnant execution. We can see that they are partnering with social outlets that are trying to reach a target demographic We see this as well with the Apple partnership and the credit card that was executed in 2017.
Goldman Sachs Key Performance Indicators. Goldman Sachs' primary sources of performance measurement can be seen in their stock price, their market capitalization, and their annual revenue. These key performance indicators, or KPIs, help compare the firm against top competitors in the same industry. Over the past several years, Goldman Sachs' stock price has consistently hovered above $200 per share. Currently, Goldman Sachs holds $112 billion of the market capitalization for this industry. Their annual revenue is a whopping $2 trillion in 2018.
Goldman Sachs innovative technology. To date, Goldman has launched its most innovative, successful product known as the Marcus Digital Lending Platform. It has helped clients be debt-free and have a decent financial stability. It's also helped various clients be more financial driven and pay attention to their financials closely. They have also spent billions on research and development, however, are still lagging behind others in the industry in the technology and innovation department. Goldman Sachs needs to stray away from manual processes to help produce more innovative ideas. So they keep going back to that pen and paper. They need to be more technological driven and improve efficiencies in the work environment to help bring in more innovative ideas. Lack of knowledge is also a failure in the technology department, and employees need to be trainable and have an open mind regarding new innovations and also determine the technological forecast. So if other people, other organizations are innovating a new product, they need to do that as well. Up to date and technology is important for the organization, and to stay competitive in the industry, they need to keep up with everyone else in the industry regarding their technology. Acquisitions, mergers, and alliances. Overall, Goldman Sachs has acquired over 21 various different organizations. These acquisitions have helped Goldman Sachs reach a bigger clientele and offer a greater product mix into the industry. Most recent acquisition that Goldman Sachs has done is Capital Vision Services. This acquisition actually helped Goldman tap into a different industry while diversifying their revenue and gaining a bigger clientele. This acquisition is actually still not closed till this date. Clarity Money was also another acquisition they recently done, and it's now rebranded to Marcus by Goldman Sachs, which has been a great successful acquisition for Goldman, and they have even been able to improve their technology because of it. Lastly, Goldman Sachs created an alliance with Apple to offer Apple's first credit card. While doing this, Goldman had the opportunity to reach out to all Apple customers and clientele and have a new diversified clientele use their services with the Apple credit card. Overall, acquisitions, mergers, and alliances that Goldman has done has helped them succeed in various ways. However, they do need a plan for better pre-acquisition strategies to help them reacquire new organizations in the future. Recommendations. Now, Goldman Sachs is a great organization and has come very far from where they first started. However, there are some things that they can improve on and change to better reach a bigger demographic and as well be more competitive within the industry. The first thing mentioned here is mentorship program would influence a more positive culture that encourages a career advancement for internal employees. While having this mentorship program, they are able to help employees move up within the corporate ladder. These employees will be more engaged and more interested with staying within the organization and helping the organization as a whole improve and making sure that this organization stays the top one within the industry. Another problem is millennials make up a big of our market. So social media marketing is a big thing. So to be beneficial in that area, we have to reach a younger demographic. We have to be on social media. We have to be technological driven. Partnerships with existing socially popular companies can be strategically made as a leverage to gain momentum that appeals to upcoming consumer generations. So by doing so, you're able to reach those millennials and make sure that they're using your product or using your services instead of sticking to your old ways, and millennials then have no interest within the product. So it's important to be social media marketing, as that's where all millennials are spending most of their time these days. Lastly, technology assisted candidate recruiting adopted innovative artificial intelligence to support a more diverse workforce. As mentioned before, technology is a lagging department within Goldman Sachs. It is very important that they start using their technology to help with recruiting and also be more innovative in artificial intelligence and to help and support a more diverse workforce. So they need to be more technological driven overall. They lack and lack and lack in that department. They need to be more trained and be more innovative to help make sure that they have that very diverse workforce. And as overall, with their technology, they can also help with diversifying their revenue. Thank you.